Survivor on the hit CBS reality show Survivor Cook Islands, and now Becky Lee is using her winnings from the show to help other survivors of domestic violence, that is. Now, Becky Lee grew up in Pittsburgh in the South Hills, and she graduated from Pitt Law School. She now lives and works in Washington, D.C., but is back home for her first fundraiser for the Becky Lee Women's Support Fund, and that's all happening this weekend. Welcome.
Thank you.
How are you?
It's really great to be here.
Oh, good.
It's actually my hometown.
That's
right.
And
actually was raised in the South Hills. Went to Thomas Jefferson High School, and so it's good to be back.
Okay. Well, before we talk about the fundraiser, let's talk a little bit about Survivor.
Sure.
I think we're all curious. We were talking to you before the show started. Tell us, how was it? How bad? How good was it?
It's pretty exciting. I think that I was having a little bit different expectations. I expected a little bit of hair and makeup.
Hair and makeup.
And so I was sitting there and looking for a mirror, but you realize this is the real deal. And being very high maintenance, I think you learn to do certain things to feel feminine on the show. Mm-hmm. And so, we would change our outfits up with our, different tank top or the shorts, or we trade clothes just to feel like we, it wasn't always so boring, and we felt like, ugly. That kind of thing. So
there was no shaving, no brushing the hair, no makeup.
No, you can brush your teeth. I mean, basically, even going to the bathroom, no toilet paper. You'd use a leaf. So
I wondered about that. Okay.
So it was pretty bare essentials.
Okay. So you came in what, second place?
I came in third place.
Third place.
Yes. Okay.
And you're using those winnings, which were, give me a round figure. How much?
Over 70,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you decided to use that money how?
Well, my background is I'm actually an attorney, and I've been working on women's issues, specifically with domestic violence. And I really saw a need to sort of address this issue on a mainstream level. And so with the money, I actually started a nonprofit to, help these women and their children that are going through this experience called Becky's Fund.
All right. I was reading your bio, and you yourself have never experienced domestic violence, and I guess you don't know anyone who has, but you wanted to start this fund. Why?
Actually, when I was a junior at Michigan undergrad, I worked with an attorney who was defending, battered women who were in prison for killing their abusers in self-defense. And after doing more studies and working with her, I realized that 1 in 3 women are affected by domestic violence in this community. And so I couldn't sit still. I couldn't, stay silent. So I went to law school, became an advocate, but I really wanted to do more and get really hands-on. So that's why I started the nonprofit, to really affect change and bring help to these women.
Okay. Let's talk about how hands-on you are. What can people expect if they come to you for help, if they're involved in domestic violence?
Sure. Well, through my website and also the videos and public service announcements and also the tour that I'm working on, actually attending schools all over the country, talking about the warning signs of domestic violence, really trying to get people to see how they can just, read information but also know where to get help. So I've been trying to connect and network different organizations with the people in need, but not just direct services in that way, but actually helping people help people they see in need. I think a lot of times people don't feel safe to cross that boundary of sort of, oh, I don't know if my friend's going through it, what should I do, what should I say? Mm-hmm. So I help in that way too, helping people help each other.
Okay, great. Let's talk about the fundraiser this weekend.
Sure.
Okay. What's going on? What can people expect? What should they do?
Sure. On Saturday from 5 to 9 at my parents' place in Benicia, PA, I'm having my first fundraiser. Councilman Bill Peduto will be giving remarks along with the winner of the show, Yul Kwan. Funds are being raised to actually create materials for the college stops in Pittsburgh and also for the media campaign, which we're trying to incorporate voices from the community. Ranya's catering, she's actually going to be there
too. Really?
So
okay.
that'd be really good. Try out her food. And it'd just be a great time to really get people from the community together to address this issue publicly. And so I'm asking people to please visit beckysfund.org. You can buy tickets online, but you can also buy at the door. Okay.
And how much are the tickets?
Tickets are $100. And so also, it's being a nonprofit, tax deductible. So it's a great cause, for a great time.
You're expecting how many people on Saturday?
Oh, over 100 people right now. And I like that it's a fact, intimate setting. So I think that a lot of times this issue is not addressed in that way. And, just having people meet each other and talk to each other about the issue openly. Okay.
And you've also been going around, you said, to various college campuses, correct?
Yes.
Okay. How's that reception been?
Oh, it's been great. Really, the fact that I'm trying to focus on is prevention, being less just reactive but proactive. During my college tour over the last year, all over the country, over 90% of the 300-plus students I spoke to had never addressed domestic violence. And that finding and the statistics saying 1 in 3 experiences, you realize that there's a gap there. So really, truly a need to, work on prevention. And so I feel that by working on prevention, I can bring that statistic down.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. What are some things that some of the young women are saying to you, maybe possibly some of the young men as well?
That's a great point, because I think that a lot of times domestic violence has been considered a women's issue, and it's not a women's issue.
No, you're right.
You know, it's a family issue, a community issue, and so I think that a lot of the students and people I've talked to are saying, thank you for talking about this openly. There's been so much shame and stigma attached to this, so no one's really, feeling comfortable coming forward. But being able to openly talk about it allows people that are going through to say, I'm not alone, there is help, it's not my fault. And also a lot of the males finally feel that they have a way to be able to help out and get involved. I feel like they felt a lot of times afraid and also uncomfortable saying, what's my role? And I'm saying by saying nothing, if you see it happening, you're condoning it, and allowing the victim to also feel that it might be that person's fault and that it's okay to be silent. But by coming forward and saying what you're doing is wrong, or being able to talk about it, it's allowing this this issue to be aired out openly.
If you're talking to your girlfriend and you kind of know that something's wrong, you feel something's wrong, what would be some of the warning signs that I would look for, or someone else would look for?
Sure. I think a lot of times you see things like separating yourselves from friends and family. You see that person sort of being more reclusive. And so a lot of times in that kind of situation, I recommend, never placing judgment. We don't know exactly what's going on between those two people, but also being a good ear and really showing that you're, a reliable friend, that you'll be there, that you're open to whenever they're ready to come talk to you, that you're there. Also even getting resources for your friend, taking them to, an organization, or even saying, go to Becky's Fund, you should try to check it out, beckysfund.org, and read some of the things that you can do to get help, or at least prepare to get help if you're not ready yet.
Okay, all right. Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
And your parents do know you're expecting 100 people at their home?
Yes,
they know this. Okay.
They're very excited.
Okay, thank you, Becky.
Thank you.
Okay, now you can help support Becky Lee Women's Support Fund by coming to the summer soiree Saturday night in Benicia, Butler County. Your $100 ticket will help support domestic violence survivors here in our area and help raise awareness about domestic violence on campuses of CMU, Duquesne, and Pitt. For tickets and more information on the soiree and other ways that you can help, call this number 724-518-1169 or visit the Becky's Fund website, and we have a link to that posted for you on our Pittsburgh Today live page at KDKA.com.